Hello plant lovers, remember all those dahlia tubers I bought? Well, it's time to pot them up. So if you want to know what dahlia tubers I picked up from Farmer Gracie, please check out my previous video, but for now, let's get potting. So here's the dahlia tuber, really ugly looking, almost alien-like, and sometimes they can be really awkward to pot up. So what I've got here is a milk bottle that I've just cut from the bottom and put holes in, and I found that for some of the smaller dahlia tubers they actually work really well. And so I'm just putting it in and just putting a bit of compost around it with a little bit of perlite mixed in. The reason that I am potting them up in these small containers is because they're not going to be in there for a very long time, maybe just a couple of weeks, because I want to get a head start. I want them to get a head start in terms of growing, and then I'm going to put them out into my borders. So if you are planning on keeping them in a pot, choose a bigger pot. But because I know it's just temporary, I am just putting them in these small pots, just giving them a bit of extra growing time. And just to save time in terms of labelling, I've just peeled the label off the paper bag and I've popped it on the pot. Okay, and I've got loads of tubers to get through, so that's what I'm going to do next, and I'm going to speed up the video a little bit. So with the tubers, it can be a bit confusing to know how to pot them up, but just make sure that old stalk or the old stem is sticking out at the top, or is upwards at least. And by the way, you don't need to fill or cover the tuber right to the surface. I think I am here because I'm being a bit extra, but you can just get a tray and just kind of sit the tubers in a layer of compost. That will be enough. So don't feel like you need to use so much compost to completely cover the tuber, because what we're trying to achieve here is we are just trying to get them started. This is not the kind of final planting out phase. And I'm holding it by the old stalk, and I had to use a yogurt pot for this one because it was long and quite awkward. And just about fit in the yogurt pot. But as I said, this is only going to be its temporary home. Okay, so I wasn't going to show you me potting up every single one, but I've potted up the majority of them, and I also have potted some dahlias from B&Q that I did about a month or so ago, so I'll show you the progress on those in a bit. But the first thing you need to do is water the dahlias to activate them and get them starting to grow. Obviously you can decide to just wait and plant your dahlias out directly into your beds and borders, but because I'm so impatient, I want to get blooms and growth as early as possible. So in terms of storing the dahlias, I've put them in this crate that I got from B&M last year, which is really handy because what it means is that I can easily transport them. Okay, plant lovers, it's about 1 week later since I planted the dahlia tubers, and let's take a look to see if there's been any activity. As you can see, they are actually outside in the garden. I'm not even going to show you what the patio looks like. It's outrageously messy. But let's look in a bit. As you can see, there are some shoots coming up right there. So that one's looking good. This one has got, a little kind of bud coming up. This one, let's see. This one, I think there's something starting to swell there, but nothing else much going on. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping these dahlias out during the day. They're getting a nice amount of sunlight, and I pick up the crate at night and take it indoors because our nighttime temperatures are just way too low. So that is a top tip. Keep them outside in the sunlight. Okay, I've got some other dahlias that I planted about in pots about maybe over a month ago. Let me show you how those are getting on. Hold on. Okay, so we're currently in my cold frame, and there's something I just wanted to show you. So can you see that is a dahlia, this is a dahlia. Now they have got a bit of frost damage in the cold frame. Can you see that? It's a little bit crispy. And also that is a dahlia. They're actually these kind of really multi-pack ones that I bought. They're kind of like the pom-pom style ones from B&Q. These were the first dahlias I bought, and I think I don't like them that much anymore. I like the ones I got from Farmer Gracie more. Anyway, the thing is, because these are right at the bottom of the cold frame, and as you can see there is a wall here, they're probably not getting as much light as they should. And that has caused it to become a little bit leggy here. Now I've been watching a really good Instagram page, the stories on Insta by Swan Cottage, I think it's called, and she says that dahlias really, if you're going to start them early, they need a lot of light, and therefore it's really important that you put them outside in the sun. This is not the ideal place for these, but I'm thinking maybe I can pinch them out afterwards. What you really want to see if you are going to grow them indoors, they should be a lot more squat, like a lot more compact. When they start getting leggy, it means they've got too much of a chemical called auxin, which encourages them to get really leggy. If you give them enough sun, then that will kind of stop the auxin levels. That's what I learned from Swan Cottage on Instagram. She's amazing. What else can we say? Yeah, so this is probably not the best example of how, oh god, it's windy, how your dahlia should look. So try to make sure, key number one, you give them enough light. As it's cold, I've kept them in the cold frame. They've done all right, apart from a couple of leaves being singed. But my ones from Farmer Gracie, I am taking them indoors at night. Okay, so let's leave it there. You can see the cold frame is looking very busy. And yeah, I'll keep you updated on the dahlias. I've got more coming. I've got a second package coming from Farmer Gracie with some cactus types, so look out for that. And we'll leave it there. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed my dahlia potting up video. As always, take care until next time.